Hello, hello, friends. Thank you for tuning in to another one of our conversations today. So, today we're going to be talking about, well, let's start off by saying, today was our day off together, and we don't get many of those days.
Well, it's kind of weird. I mean, we don't like normally like request days off together. Our schedules are super random. So it's like we really take advantage of like the days that we do have off together, and we just like to spend quality time with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, and today's was one of those days where we were doing our chores, and it was just quality time.
Running errands and stuff. We went grocery shopping. We went shopping.
Yeah, shopping.
Yeah, we just, we cooked, we ate dinner, all the good stuff.
Yeah, watch some YouTube videos, little things like that.
Some funny ass dude on YouTube that Mario's been following for a little while.
Yeah, dude is hilarious. But amongst us doing those, that grocery shopping and going out and shopping, we've like talked about.
We're talking about music.
Yeah, music.
So, I guess, how did it start?
We brought up the fact that I don't like music.
That you don't like my music?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it started.
Yeah, I think that's.
We were listening to my music though.
Yeah, I know. Even
so
though
we were. Yeah, you were driving, but we were listening to my music today. So, this was before or after we went to Ross?
This was before we had already stopped by Montañas and we were coming to Ross.
Okay.
We started talking about it.
Yeah, so we started talking about the music and how I feel like Mario kind of judges my music.
Yeah.
Like the other day, he was like judging, that I listen to Karol G and just stuff like that. And we were specifically listening to the song from Karol G that's called A Ella. Mm-hmm. So that song is about her dedicating a song to the woman that took her man. So it's like she says in the song, like, I'm not talking to you. Like, she's not talking to the guy. She's dedicating this song to her. Mm-hmm. That's why it's called Aya, right? Mm-hmm. So you mentioned something about this other song.
Which one?
The Anderson something.
Oh, Anderson .Paak.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we started talking about the lyrics of the song, and I was like, oh, okay, well, it makes sense. And I was kind of like, well, I get it, because there is songs where they're just like capturing, like, like you just hear a lyric or you hear a way they kind of sing a certain line and they express it. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's deep.
But to you, what means a lot is like the whole production of the song and like the rhythm of the song and like how the way they sing it sounds with the music. Like, and I was just telling you, like, to me, I give the song a chance because I'm not really listening for like the perfection of the song. It's like I can literally really love a song, but only no, wrong. I could really like a song, but really love a piece of it. Yeah. Like, I'm like that part, like, and that's where I repeat songs. But it's like I could just like really love this one piece of the song, and then you hear it. You only get to hear all the stuff that you don't like about it, and it's like I'm not listening, to because it's perfect. I'm listening because I can. What do you like? Not identify, but like. I can relate to that little piece of the song.
Yeah.
And for example, this Karol G song, it's not because like I'm going through it, like I can't relate to that, but I can feel what it is that she's saying and how and I can imagine that I'd feel the same if I was going through something like that.
Yeah.
And then there are other songs that, that really that speak in a way that I like that put my feelings for you into words.
Yeah.
And
right now, like, one of the songs that you kind of like, I'm trying to look it up right now, but one of the songs that really got to you, like you kept repeating, is the Kendrick Lamar song. I forgot, it's something in the stars.
Yeah. I used to listen to that one. Like that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and you used to play it. And
I used to play the shit out of that song.
And you liked the song, but you liked in particular like one
verse.
One verse, yeah, that he said, and it's like, and that's when, as soon as he said that, I'm like, yeah, you do. Like, you like that song, but you specifically love that, that lyric.
Because it spoke to me. I was going through something at the time where it's like that part of the song was like, I could feel it.
Yeah. All the stars.
Yeah.
With Za. Yeah. It's with me, kind of breaking it down, like the way you said it, it's pretty much there. Like with me, a song, the first thing that needs me to like really catch on is like the beat, the rhythm of the song. And then after that, I dissect like all the production, the collaboration, then of course the lyrics, like I tend to miss really good songs when the beat is just not there. Like the flow of the song is not there.
It doesn't have what attracts you to a song.
Yeah.
Like for me, like right after we talked about like how you make fun of my music and we went to Ross, and while we were at Ross, I'm always like listening, to whatever, my environment, whatever. And as I'm like, looking through the clothes or whatever, I hear a song and I'm like, wow, that song says something that like speaks to me. I'm gonna look up what the lyrics that got me. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, with the lyrics, while you do that, I'll talk about the lyrics that I got to me, kind of going back to Anderson .Paak, the song that I really enjoyed and I had on on repeat each and every day going to work was Make It Better. The flow of that song was amazing. It was slow, kind of soul type, I love the production, like the whole production of it. The chorus, the lyrics, but in particular, one of the lyrics that really got me stuck on it was when, Anderson .Paak is singing and he says like, when you choose somebody for your own, and this is kind of like the whole background of the song is like, they were really good, kind of going through the honeymoon phase, and then they started like breaking down, they started like,
their relationship starts going downhill.
Yeah, it started going downhill. But one of the things that he says is like, when you choose somebody for your own, you cannot rely on, on the past. You can't depend on history alone. So that's kind of like saying like, yes, you had good moments back then, but you can't rely on just that to keep a relationship going, and it's kind of like, not that we related, that I related to that, but I know what he was going with, and like, because it's true.
You know what he was trying to say.
Yeah, it is true. A lot of people, not generalizing, but they kind of fall into that category where like, oh, but he used to be so good, stuff like that. It takes more effort.
He's changed.
Yeah, exactly. It takes effort. You just can't rely on that to make something last. So that's one of the lyrics that and there's plenty of songs that I can think of, not at the moment because, I'm on a spot, but there's plenty of songs that really like capture me and like, oh, that's a good one.
I can give you a list of songs because I literally have my Spotify and there's like that whole category where it says like on repeat, and I was just talking to you about this too. It's like, that's how I know which songs like I really like I'm really like, my playlist, I don't have it categorized like you have like you're this, I don't know what's the category, so your genres, like you have them all categorized by like this, freaking 80s and your, so whatever. I can't even think of like genres.
Right now I have it 80s, R&B, hyphy, Bay Area rap / Bay Area rap. I have R&B soul, románticas. I have banda. Well, not banda. Banda. 80s Spanish, and then cumbiononas, because I love cumbiononas. And I
don't.
Yeah.
Mine is like like, and they all end up in my liked.
Yeah.
And then I just put shuffle, and then that's how I listen to music.
Yeah.
But then there's songs that I'm like, repeat. So, yeah, like I said, the ones that I really like, they end up, quite naturally in my on repeat section.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that I go to, and I know that I'm not going to skip a single one of those.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, those are the ones I really, really, really like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the song that I found earlier while we were at Ross, I think there's like the Shazam thing.
Oh, Shazam.
I don't have that. So I just listen to what it's saying, and I Google the words, and then it like pops up. Usually it's pretty accurate, and I find the song. So this one's called Fired Up.
Mm-hmm.
It's by Grace Carter. I've never heard of this artist, but it was a good song.
Yeah.
And the lyric that I Googled was, I've never felt like this with anybody. I wasn't sure of us, but now you got me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of what. And then it says, I was listening to the whole thing, but, and then when we got out of Ross, I put it for you. Mm-hmm. Because, coincidentally, we were just talking about how you never really give songs a chance because they're not what you would normally go, listen to. Mm-hmm. And you listen to it and you're like, oh, that's a nice song.
Yeah, if you ask me for my true, honest opinion,
you didn't like it.
No, I would actually listen to it.
Yeah.
But if it's something that's just playing in the back or I hear it, I most likely will ignore it. And it's like a lot of like.
That's really how I find my songs. It's like background music that I'm at a store and I'm like, oh, that's a nice song. Let me Google the lyrics, and then I find it and I'm like listening to it. And
well, I do too, but like kind of going back to what you're saying, I was like, depending if it's under my like. If I don't like it, then I want to pay attention. If something I do like, of course, like, oh shit, what's that? And I actually use Shazam because it's pretty easy and it's quite faster. Like, oh, okay, I know the name of the song. Let me put it on Spotify.
Cool, good for you.
I know it is. But yeah, like.
And then I put another song that I don't know if you've ever heard it. I know you probably heard me hearing it a lot because that was one of the songs that I was playing a lot while we were at home, stuck at home.
Probably, yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard it before?
You haven't told me the name of it. So
the one I played for you, the one I told you that part of the song was like something that it's just sometimes I listen to music.
Oh, that Pitbull one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. Yeah.
Did you like that one?
Yeah, I've always liked that one.
Okay.
I don't necessarily hate all your music.
Okay.
It's just usually some that I don't like.
Okay, well, for that specific one, it's like, the guy is kind of describing how he feels about the girl. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I listen to music and I hope that you feel that way about me.
Yeah. That's the power of music. Mm-hmm. It's an art form.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you can't seem to find the perfect word to describe something you're feeling, either love or anger or depression or whatever it is, some artists have that creativity and they have like a whole team.
Speak to you.
Yeah, and they say something like, oh, you know what? That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly what I was trying to express. So yeah, like I think with music, like especially with me, like yo soy muy romántico. So sometimes I'm just
me too.
Well, yeah, but my music is different. Like you would never listen to Los Yonix, or Los Temerarios you do, but even like Pepe Aguilar, like music that is more like on the oldie side, but then a mixture of like newish and 2000ish. So like my broad, age of genre of music is a little more, out there compared to
like older than the one I listen
like
to.
80s type, 90s, early 90s.
So. I like certain songs though. I hear you listening to some songs. I've even heard the kids like singing along to some of the songs that you play.
Yeah.
And it's like, I like it. It's just, it's not, I guess it's the same way. It's like, it's they're nice, and you listen to my songs and you're like, oh, that's a good song, but it's not something that you would normally just like on a daily play.
Yeah.
But this reminds me, I think this was a couple months ago. I think, I don't know if you remember this, but we were having a hard time expressing, our emotions to each other or our feelings for each other. And I was kind of feeling it more. I was kind of feeling like I needed you to, throw me some words of affirmation. And I remember telling you, okay, what I want you to do is send me a song. Whenever you listen, remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Or whenever you listen to a song that reminds you of me, just send it to me. I think at that time we were like not really seeing each other very much too. You were working a lot. We had different schedules.
I was at Target. I remember.
You were at Target. We had different schedules and we weren't really like seeing each other. So I asked you, I was like, okay, I'm going to do the same thing for you, but I want you to do the same thing for me. It's like, if you hear a song that's making you think about me, just send it to me.
Yeah.
I want to listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. I liked it because we let music speak for us in a way, and it helped.
Yeah.
Like, we like.
Not really, because I remember you sent me this one song.
Oh, I mean, that's me too.
You would send me like songs. I'm like, that made you think about me?
And
I think you sent me one song de Camila, Sangria Wine or something like that. Maybe I didn't listen to the lyrics.
Camila.
Was it Camila?
I don't know.
Hold on, now I gotta look for it.
Doesn't sound like somebody I would listen to.
Exactly.
Camilo? No.
Camila.
Oh, wait. Is it like kind of like that?
It's the Pharrell Williams with Camila Cabello.
Yeah.
This the Sangria Wine.
Yeah,
and when you sent me that, I was like, I don't think you understand what I'm trying to tell you.
No, but remember, we also got drifted off where to just songs that we liked. Because it started with that.
You did. You got drifted off.
I probably did then.
Yeah, that was you that got drifted off.
Yeah.
I was trying to be all lovey-dovey, and then you started sending me.
They're like, this is hot. This is my playlist.
I know.
Listen to my mixtape.
And I was like, I just got confused, and I think that's kind of where it died out.
Yeah. But I mean, kind of like talking about funny scenarios, specifically with lyrics and songs, kind of going back to romanticas oldies. I remember me telling you once, I was really stuck on a song that I hadn't heard in a long time. I'm talking about maybe 7-8 years, and I came up on it that's the name of the song. Now I remember which one it is, and it's by Los Askis. It's called Amor Regresa, and it's about, of course, the guy singing, and the girlfriend left him, so he's singing to her like, hey, come back. And I remember I tell you, you know what, I want you to one day leave me just so I can sing that song, because it's so strong, it's so powerful. I want to feel what he's feeling. And but that's music though. That's what it does. I'm like, just leave me so I can sing it.
Just leave me so I can feel depressed.
Yeah, but it's because you feel it, I mean, they're not singing their eyes out or crying, but the lyrics is strong.
Yeah, it's strong words.
Yeah, strong words.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but I was kind of thinking about that right now. Funny scenarios.
Yeah, but sometimes you just gotta give songs a chance.
Yeah, sometimes I try to, but I find some very annoying. And it gets you in a bad it gets me in a bad mood. Sometimes
what song do you find annoying?
Sometimes it's not even that it's a bad song. It's just that with me is I always want to rotate my music, keep going, and you always want to replay it. And after a while I'm like, can you change that one? I heard that 3 times since we've been in the car. So it gets annoying. It's but that's just me, because I kind of spicing things up. Oh, go to the next one. Oh, okay, cool. Go to the next one. And I'm the type that I would just let the song play out, let it finish, and then start off to the new one. And I do shuffle my.
And you know what you do? When I notice that you do, it's when a new album comes on.
Oh yeah.
Of an artist that you like, you listen to the entire album.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I do.
I only listen to songs that that I wait. I'm over here talking about I give all songs a chance, but then I don't.
But you don't.
I know. I only listen to the ones that like I. Dang, it's
Yeah.
kind of confusing now.
I mean, it depends on the scenario, I guess. You know, you like giving them a chance, but you don't want to go off like a whole album script kind of thing. You know, that
No.
kind of makes sense. You know, because you'll find a song like, oh, it was in this album. Like, oh, that's a cool song.
I mean, I try. I think I did that with one artist. It was, when was it? I don't know. I bought the whole album, and I listened to some of the songs, and I didn't really. They're just songs that just don't speak to you. I guess I
Yeah.
get it. Okay, now I understand why you judge my music.
Yeah. Well, you know, also the thing with albums is like, you know, depending on the artist and depending on the production, like you'll have like 21 songs, and out of those 21, maybe 4 will be good, like really, really good that captures you. So I can also see why you wouldn't want to listen to the whole album, and most of them are like kind of, you know. But yeah, I mean, like I actually just started doing that. No, I want to say just. I started doing that recently. Like I've never always liked that. No, never mind. No, I
You always
changed.
like
I've
that.
always liked that. You know,
We're
we
so
ch-
contradicting today.
yeah, I know. It's
Like
like
we're just like
because I'm
we can't keep our
reflecting.
word today.
I'm reflecting. When I used to live in Oakland, I used to like commute to Richmond High. I would take BART, and I remember around the time 50 Cent came out with the new album, The Massacre. I bought the whole CD when we still had CDs.
Well, that was different though, because in order to listen to a song, it's like you had to buy the whole CD.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if you, but I would feel like a lot of people would just kind of skip if they don't like how it starts and skip. You know, and I would just listen to the whole thing.
No, I would listen.
Okay, then
I would listen.
that's different.
Yeah.
But with me, like, you know, a lot of the artists that, in particular rap, you know, like I don't like mumble rap, so I really focus on like real, like real rappers. Like you know, I like, of course, Eminem. You know, his last albums have been fire, bro, like fire. But I listened to the whole album, and you know, there's a few good and a few bad, but mostly good. You know, J. Cole, same thing. Listen to his whole
I
album.
remember when you listened to that one.
Yeah,
You were stuck on that one.
Yeah, for like 2 months, man. Same thing with like, you know, other artists, Logic. Same thing. I've been following Logic, but it's like I have to listen to everything because those in particular, those artists, those 3 in particular, I mean, because behind their lyrics, there's like a meaning, and behind that meaning, there's like so many layers. There's layer after layer. Like they say something, but they make it the way they say it can mean like 3 different things. You know, like, oh fuck.
Kind of
know?
like Nicki Minaj, right?
What? What are you talking about?
I was waiting to see your face.
No. I mean, that's what I'm saying is like, you got me off guard with that. Like, what are you talking about? And first thing I'm thinking, like, what song can you possibly compare them to?
I remember there was one where she said something about tape, and I didn't get it at first, and then I got it later, and I was like, oh, yeah.
But no, these are different. Like they're like
I know.
they're very lyrically. That's the best way of putting it. They're very lyrical with the way they say things, especially Eminem.
Kind of like Cardi B, huh?
You got the tingly thing that's the back of my throat. That's the only good thing she's ever said. Because you used to say that the whole time, so it got stuck in my head. But you know, just the layers, because like you hear like with me, at least me, I know not you. We hear an Eminem song, and well, with Eminem as an artist, like, you know, your like for Eminem probably not there.
Back in the days, yeah, like, will the real Slim
Shady.
Shady please stand up?
Don't stand up, just sit down. But him, like his latest albums, like there's always like a song, and he has so many meanings, and it's just
You want to talk about Kanye West?
Oh my god, I used to love Kanye West.
Yeah, he was cool.
He was. I don't know what happened to him. That's a different story. I used to really love Kanye West.
Yeah.
Not anymore. But anyways, that's the power of music. You know, my personal experience with music when I was in high school. You know, I was going through one of my roughest patch. You know, and that's kind of when we started like talking. You know, we were going like, you know, not going out, but we started talking as friends. You know, I was going through probably one of my darkest, like,
Do you want to get into it or not right now?
I mean, maybe on a different day, but
Yeah.
kind of to summarize, I was having issues. Not me, but we're having like family issues. My dad was away, and got to a point where we were kind of, I gotta say, on our own. We were on our own, and I still had to go to school, and there would be times where I have to like walk from Richmond High all the way to Parchester Village where we were living at the moment. But it was like a very dark moment for me because there was like a lot of, emotions about the whole scenario. And I remember I used to always have my iPod. I remember around the time I had like what is this, like a 50, 60 gigabyte iPod Classic. And I filled it up with music. And during that time where I felt like I could have like broken down, and kind of had my life going spirals, like music helped me a lot because I would get up in the morning. Literally, I would get up in the morning. I'd make sure that overnight I charge my iPod, get up, get ready, and I have my music on, headphones. From the moment that I left the house to go into school, put on my headphones, listen to music. Before, of course, I started going out with you during breaks and, like in between periods, lunch, always having music on. And that was always very therapeutical for me. It kept me very sane. And I think the roughest parts were when I had to leave school because, sometimes we would have to go to my tia's house that lived like on Ramrail or Rim. I always get those two streets confused.
I think it's
Ramrail?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So,
13th Street.
Yeah, 13th Street. So she lived over there by, by that street. So sometimes we would go to their house, kind of buy some time, wait for my mom, for her to get out of work. And then we would walk to Parchester. And I remember one day in particular, it was raining. And it was, I had gone to soccer when I had tried out for varsity. I think it was during the tryouts. So my sister was already home. My mom was already home. So I had to walk from Richmond High to Parchester. And it was raining. And it just like kind of like you see a movie and you're walking super sad in the rain. That's how it felt.
So depressing.
It was very depressing. It was hard. It was those moments where like, you just felt like, what are you doing? Like, what's happening? What's going on? It's like you
just felt everything
yeah,
falling apart.
Yeah, I felt like everything was on my shoulders, I mean, I had nothing to do with it, but, I mean, you're a kid, you don't really differentiate
feel a sense
that.
of responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah, for a long time, I felt like that, but, luckily for me, that's where music was a part, it kept me distracted. And then, of course, when you came, that completely changed because you broke my iPod. But, no, it was, it went from, like, music, and then I had another distraction was, like, talking to you. I would consistently text you. Well, not so much. More back then, it was a lot more conversation. We would
talk on the phone. I remember we'd be on the phone, and you had a shitty ass phone.
Yeah.
And I remember it was your phone just liked to be abused.
Yeah.
And that's the only time that it would work for you. It's like we'd be talking on the phone. You'd be like, hold on. Like, I guess you could hear when it was like gonna like malfunction on you.
When it was dying.
Yeah,
because it would kind of beep in my ear, like the low battery, it would beep, and with that phone in particular, I would charge it, but the port was messed up, so you kind of had to wiggle it around, and it got to a point where even the wiggling around and putting like a book on top so it kind of tilt, it wouldn't work. So I had to grab it and slam it against the wall.
I remember. I'd be like on the other side of the phone whenever listening, and I'd be like, "You're like, hold on." I just hear, "Bass," and I'm like, after a while, it was just normal. Like, oh yeah, do your thing.
Yeah, okay, yeah, just do it. So it doesn't die on us.
Yeah, go slam the phone.
Yeah, but yeah, that's that's what it was like. We were talking on the phone a lot more. We go with hours talking on the phone, and of course, trying to like find ways to, conquer you. You can say, got me, had me distracted. Yeah. So in a way, during my darkest hours, music helped me a lot. But getting to know you and me wanting to get to know you in more of a like a dating aspect helped me a lot. because I told you this before. Like, I just feel like you came at the right moment. You know, like I feel like in a way, I hate going through that. That mentality, like suicide, but it got to a point where it could have happened.
I didn't know that.
I've never thought about it, but the way that I kind of reflect on it, I could have gone there. I could have gone there because it was a dark moment. But luckily, like I said, music helped me not get to that point ever. Getting to know you and like talking to you and eventually start dating, like I could have, I didn't get to that. But if things wouldn't have happened, I could have gotten there. My whole parents' breakup was very like heavy on me, and luckily for me, I found you, like, and I told you, like, I if it wasn't for, you kind of saved me, when we started talking, you saved me. And then like, I didn't reflect on like years later when we've talked about it. Cause you had your moments and I had my,
And I feel like you saved me.
I know.
During the time that when we started talking to each other, I was not doing the best things. I was going out every weekend. How old was I? Like 17. I was going out every weekend, drinking with random people.
Yeah. Parties.
Yeah, well, not even like parties. It's just like little hangouts with like little kickbacks, and I wasn't doing the best for myself. Just given the fact that I had a lot of things going on at home too. Just like it's by now it's not a secret that I've had a struggling relationship with my mom, and that kind of like goes back into like things that happened and things that led us to the point that we were at, and we just it just wasn't good. And I had my own situations where I thought about suicide.
Yeah.
I was, it's like my existence wasn't important.
Yeah.
Like, why am I living? Like, why am I here? And it came to a point where it's just like I was giving up on myself.
Mm.
And then that's when I met you.
Yeah, like going with the music part, I feel like music could have only been so much. It could have done so much for me to a certain extent. And I feel like right now, like reflecting on it, music has its limit. I think the way that things were going in my life during a moment, I never got to that point where I was suicidal, but I did have those like, those moments where I'm like, why is this happening? What am I walking alone in the rain? It's so depressing, like going home. Like little moments like that.
It was leading to that.
Yeah, and I thank music for that a lot because, it temporarily held me together, But reflecting on it now, that was only temporary. I feel like it would have gotten to a point where music couldn't just help me anymore, Of course, until like maybe if I became an artist and this and that. But I mean, that was never in my back of my head. I think that's how I could have prolonged a little more. But what it really did for me was, kind of like kept me, it held me for a bit, and it just dropped me at the moment where I met you, That's when things were a lot, better for me because we kept each other like accompanied, we kept each other distracted, and we were just having, amazing time. And that's what music did for me. It just held me together, till you got there. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the power of music. But yeah, so, when we started going out also before you broke my iPod, I remember us like having conversations, and I always had the AirPod, when we went to our Reno trip.
I remember we sat. So the day that we took our trip to Reno, I said before that your mom, kind of, told my mom, "Oh, we're each gonna have separate rooms and stuff." No, she got us a room.
Yeah.
She got me and you a room together, and she got a room for the four of them. It was like your sister, her boyfriend, and her and
So, okay.
Suhey.
Yeah.
And she got you a room.
Yeah.
She wanted you to
She told me I did not take her serious. I did not. And then
she told you what?
that she was gonna get us a room. But my mom's always been a jokester too.
Yeah.
And like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Then we get there and she gives us a key and they go on to the room like, oh shit. And yeah, my mom got it like that. She got my back. She the homie. But yeah. So I remember when we were in the hotel, we were just listening to music.
Yeah, so we connected through music for like I remember being up like hella late with you. We were listening to MV Writers.
Yeah. We went Spiral MC Magic. We went through like a lot. But I remember the whole time from the time we went to the time we got to Reno, we were listening to music. We were in the room listening to music, and I was showing you like songs that you've never heard before, and try to get the reaction that I got from that specific song or artist, and it's just like we just
it just connected through music.
Yeah,
I remember that. That was nice.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like I think with music in particular, like as a kid, like I always grew up listening to like the songs that my mom would listen to. And my mom was like a typical Mexican lady. Like she's cleaning, put on music, put like, a bunch of like random music that she would, and that's how she would clean, and that kind of got me.
But your mom listened to a lot of like upbeat music, like cumbias and stuff like that.
She went between cumbias and like romantic music too, like Rocío Dúrcal, Leodan. Those are the music of my mom like that are like romantic. But yeah, she listened to a lot of like like cumbias too. But it was very
because I grew up on that music too. My mom, I feel like my mom was more of a romantic though. Mm-hmm. She listened to Los Bukis, Los Temerarios. I'm like literally
Juan Gabriel.
Yeah, Juan Gabriel. Just like those kind of music. Like I grew up on that music. Like that's what I listened to. That's how I came about like, being such a big fan of Selena and stuff. So
and the thing with my mom and my dad, when we were younger and we lived together, like their taste of music was a little bit different as well. My dad also liked the romanticas. He didn't really took part of like cumbias a lot, but he also liked a lot of club music because when he had me, I believe he was just 17, 18. So he was still going through the disco, phase where he was going to discos. And so he had a lot of like 80s pop music that he loved listening to. Then he also had like a rock in español, so I also caught on to all those. So like
and that's what you listen to now sometimes.
Enanitos Verdes.
I like Enanitos. I think I've like came about that because of you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think you did. There was also Hombres G. That's like an older rock group from rock band from back then, that my dad loved, and it caught to me, but I think it helped me that my mom's music was a lot different than my dad's to a certain extent, and that just kind of like, mixed in, and that's just my, my playlists. Honestly, it's just everywhere, but organized at the same time. But yeah, so, it was, it was a day with today where we just like, we were listening to music, and it's like, oh, yeah, you're playing it, and I didn't really say much. I'm like, I was kind of like, whatever. We're going to be running around, so we won't like listen to on repeat music for
I did repeat a song, though.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. And even actually before we left, remember we were listening to Spotify in the house? Mm-hmm. We were listening to, was it Camilo?
Yeah.
And I was telling her, like, I actually like that dude. Like, he has a good voice, and his songs are real good. So, like, that's when I brought it up to you. Like, I don't hate your music. It's just certain ones that I don't really like. And it's the alphabet artists. Karol G, Becky G, Cardi B, all those. Oh, my God. I don't like them. And, kind of talking about not liking, the type of music that I really, really fucking hate? The remixes. Like remember that song Neo? Um,
So sick.
so sick. And then there was like a remix from a girl on the
The
girls
response.
the response to it. Like no, like don't no. Like the songs
Those
already
are the
good.
ones I really, really like.
I know, and I hate them. I'm
I
like,
like them
why do we need to put a response to a song? You know, like
because we need to. Because people like me listen to them.
I hate it. I just hate that. As soon as I hear like it's like if it's an artist, a female artist, and a guy repeats it or like gives his response, like no, bro, like no, we don't want to hear it. Like, and if it's like Neo and then a girl responding, like nah, we don't want to hear. It's like I find it like it's like it's so bitter. Like it's so like up, like
such a good breakup song.
Nah.
There was another one. I forgot what his name was. It said something about "fuck you right back."
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I forgot the artist's name, but it was like way back a long time ago.
Yeah,
that was the shit.
Yeah,
I like that one too. It's like it's such a good breakup. Like
I don't want to sound stupid. But I remember the beat. It's like oh. It's like I got it in the back of my tongue.
Stupid. Yeah. I don't
know. Asshole. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and I remember the remix to that. Like the response was like, "No, don't do it."
I'm about to listen to all that music right now after we stop talking here.
I'm gonna put my AirPods on.
I'm gonna put it really loud. I like to listen to loud music.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that's... You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I think that was a pretty good conversation. Yeah, I think music is important to us to a certain extent.
I mean, it's important to us. I mean, it's how we first connected, and then it's kind of how I put my feelings into words. Like, it's like I said before, it's like me loving you. Like, I just want to, I love you so much. Like, I just want to bite you. I want to, pull your hair out, like stuff like that. It's just like, instead of doing that, I have music and I can put it into words instead of, being violent.
Thank you, music.
It's saving your life.
Yeah.
Once again.
But yeah, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.